Hi, this is Kim Peck at My Stamping Garage. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card. It's a quick and easy card, and it is the first card in my January 2022 Card Class to Go kit. So if you're following along with that, it is the first card, and as you know, you'll get a packet in the kit with enough to make 3 of each of the cards. There will be a flyer with measurements in case you want to repeat it, and I'm going to step you step by step through the card kit. So first of all, I want to show you where this came from. For this particular card, I used the punch, the Sailboat Builder punch. It's on page 70 of the mini catalog, the current mini catalog that goes from January through June. And so let's get started on this. First of all, you're going to take out all the pieces you need. We did put the punched pieces of your sailboat in a little baggie, so you're going to have to kind of sort out what goes with what, because the punch punches 3 different pieces. So you're going to need one of these larger pieces, one of the small curvy pieces, and one of the boat with the mast. And be aware of which direction everything's pointing, because it gets a little weird looking if you don't have it all pointing the correct direction. So I did mine so that this larger triangle is on the left-hand side. The mast is kind of leaning off to the right, and then the smaller sail with the curved out edge. Okay. You're going to take your base, which I'm using Daffodil Delight, and the inside white piece, and one of the suns. Now, I got these out of the Horizons 6x6 paper that's in that same mini catalog, and I just cut circles out of the top portions so that it looks like a sunset. A lot of you will have this pattern. Some of them will be like this. I just use whatever part of the paper would look decent. And then for the waves, this paper is actually one of the free items you can get in January and February with any $50 purchase. It is the Simply Marvelous paper, and it comes with lots of different colors, 4 of each sheet, so you get quite a few papers. And the thing I love is you've got this marble on one side, and then on the other side, it looks like a satin. So that's one of the items you can choose right now with a $50 purchase. Okay, I have pre-cut everything, and the dimensions are all posted on your flyer. I'm going to put this white inside piece in. If I forget to do that, sometimes I'll go to grab a card to send it, and then I'll have to cut out a white piece to put in the middle. So I always make sure that's one of the first things that I do. Next, you're going to put the sun in place. And, whoops, I need one of those white pieces for the outside as well. Sorry about that. You should have 6 pieces of the white in your packet. This goes on the outside. And then the sun, what I did was I put it about a quarter to an eighth to a quarter of an inch from the top and the left side. It just seems to be a good place to put it. And then with these strips, you're going to have to sort out by size. And don't worry, some of them are a little wider. Sometimes it's hard to cut that last piece real skinny. So what we did was, if it's wider, you just overlay the other piece so that it doesn't look so big. Okay, so I'm going to start with, on this card, I did the marbled side, turned it over to the satin side, and did the marbled side. You can do them all with the same side, but it tends to look a little better when there's a little bit of contrast. So for this one, I'm going to do 2 satins and 1 marble. That way you can see the difference. And for this, I'm going to just overlap this bottom piece enough that I know I can fit my other strips in here. And I'm going to place this about 1/8 of an inch from that side. The biggest deal here is just to kind of make sure that your piece is on there straight. So you may have to readjust a little bit. There we go, right about there. Okay, and then for this one, I'm going to put it marble side up. Each of these strips is a 1/2 inch longer than the one before it. So if you cut a strip like a 1/2 inch by whatever length you want them to go on here, that'll work great. And then this one, I am going to turn back over so that my satin side is up. And if you need to trim a little bit off on this one, you certainly can. Mine goes right to the edge of the paper. If you want each one a little shorter, you can trim them down. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is do our boat. And so, like I said, just be careful which direction this mast is leaning, because I tried it the other way and it just doesn't look quite as good. So, and I'm going to set this kind of right near the top of that second piece that I put on. And you do want it to overlap. In fact, I think I'm going to center this bottom of my boat on my circle. So this part is almost centered with the sun. For these sails themselves, I am going to use my dimensionals, and those will come in your packet with your sayings and your envelopes. So any special adhesive you need, that's where those will be. Then I'm just going to put one dimensional on here. And I'm going to lay this so that it's just above the bottom of the boat, but it touches right about where that flag starts. And we're going to do the same thing for the other side, making sure your rounded edge is out toward the right. And we're going to do the same thing. So now you've got your boat on there. And the only other thing we need to do is to add our greeting. And you can wait and add your greetings when you're ready to use the card. That way you can choose what it's going to say. I included at least, I think, 15 tags, and they have different sayings. These I printed off on the computer and cut out with the stitched rectangle die. I'm not allowed to sell pre-stamped images, so this way you still have your greeting, but it isn't stamped. If you want to stamp a greeting, just flip this tag over and stamp it on the back. So if you want a different font or you want a stamp that you already have, you can always do that. If it doesn't fit on this tag, you could always stamp it here too. Okay, and then for this one, I am going to overlap the sun just a little bit. And I put it so it's about equal distance. Whoops, it's a little crooked. There we go. I put it so it's about equal distance from here and here. So that is our finished card. I do like this intense one a little better, but I didn't have enough of the paper. So this one looks okay too. So that is the finished card. That's card number 1 in our January card kit. If you want information, my email is listed above here. I do my kits monthly, so just send me an email and I'll give you the information. Thanks for watching.